Today the theme was business models, small and big.
When you think about Google and their driverless car, the problem they're solving is that people get killed in traffic every day. So if you can take out the driver and make a more safe car that way, then it's worth pursuing. At Pineo, we try to do some of the same, but we solve the problem that it's cumbersome to get your documents signed. Now, the unlikely solution to that problem is to take out the pen and the paper and sign it electronically on your smartphone.
So I thought that was an interesting interplay between small and large, looking basically at how business models affect your growth.
So we talked about things like democratizing business, and I think that was really what drove us and why we wanted to make that company. And I think in many cases we have taken that vision and put that in front of us. So when we spoke to customers, we are always talking about the vision. And I think more than buying into specific software, specific cost savings, I think some of these companies really buy into the vision.
So we are really at a stage as a startup where we need to get this kind of experience and guidance and knowledge in terms of how to make the next big move for us. The most exciting part was I actually succeeded booking an agreement with one of the people who are here who's usually very busy.
If you ask a guy to deposit $10 many times each month, and he has to ask his manager for the credit card every time, and every time he does this transaction, he also gets a receipt and has to deliver the receipt to a bookkeeper. That process simply becomes so cumbersome for this designer that he stops buying icons. So we moved to subscriptions where the designer, he could borrow the credit card once, and he only had to convince his boss that it would cost $29, and then we would get any amount of icons we need. So there would be like zero risk for the project manager to say okay to buy these icons. And the designer, he could borrow the card once, sign up, and give the card back, and then everything would be running automatically afterwards. That made the slope of our revenue different. So we started growing instead of just being on a flat growth curve with basically zero growth.
It's only the second time I'm here. I really like the concept. It's short and crisp. You get to ask questions afterwards, and it's very easy to meet up and to team up with people.
So our U.S. office is based in Minneapolis and not on either of the coasts, and the reason for that is a bit funny. We had our Danish guy met a girl in 2005 at a bar, and she was from Minneapolis, and they fell in love, and they decided to move back to the U.S., to Minneapolis, and today he's head of 150 people and is married to the same woman, and they have 2 kids together.
The whole purpose of Nordic Growth Hackers is to talk about growth and the tools for growth from many different perspectives. It's always going to be super specific, because that's what's interesting. It's always going to be super specific to the specific company, and you will draw conclusions from that rather than from overall statements. So we could be looking at tools, which would be interesting. We could be looking at product market fit, which would be interesting, but basically just moving from theme to theme and trying to get a good mix of different kinds of stories, all specific, all concrete, all about growth.